We're live. Hey everybody.
Kia ora.
How's it going?
You're all looking fabulous.
Thanks.
You should see the rest of the apartment.
We're switching it up a little bit today, and we're giving the reins to our dear friend, Myjanne Jensen. Myjanne has a background in journalism, but more importantly, Myjanne has brought her entire family together in this time to talk about what all of them are doing as frontline workers in their own respective roles.
Thank you, Sarah. We're really excited to share with you our family talk. I think everyone will find it really interesting.
Can you just keep the video still, dude? Sorry, it's just kind of wobbling around. Yeah, maybe if we start with you again, so we'll go around. So against Bella, then Mum, then Eloise, and just talk about like what you do and where you are, and take it away.
All right. Well, I'm head chef at a Scandic hotel in Aarhus in Denmark.
Yeah.
We're still open at this stage, but we'll probably be closing within a week or two if business doesn't start getting better. Well, in Denmark, things are pretty hectic. We've just been told that the whole country's on lockdown for the next 2 to 3 weeks again. Yeah. Everything's closed.
How long have you been on lockdown for?
The last 12 days.
So you considered like an essential service?
Yeah, pretty much. We've got some guests that can't leave the country, so we have to be there for them. A hotel with 228 rooms, we've only got 5 of them. So we've got about 14 people.
Bella, introduce yourself.
Alrighty, so I am a night filler at a supermarket here in Brisbane. It's been hectic because I've been working a ton more shifts than usual just to try and keep the stock up for people, but it's almost impossible to keep the shelves filled. Just anything that's non-perishable is pretty much going.
And Mum?
So I'm one of the senior social workers within a mental health team here based in Brisbane. Our cohort of clients generally are multicultural, so refugees, asylum seekers, and all immigrants and migrants to Australia. So currently our workload is the criteria has shifted where we no longer have one-on-one contact with our clients. So I've devised a way of still sort of having connection with our clients, and I have been approved by our board and relevant superiors that I may still visit people in company car. They then can hop in their car, we park next to each other and actually communicate by phone, because it's really important to keep up the human connection as best we can, and clients are really requesting and needing that visual contact. So that's been a really important part of continuing, that therapeutic process.
And then Eloise?
I work in pharmacy. It's very, very similar to what Bella is saying about how it's just impossible to keep stock on the shelves and stuff like that. So, mental.
So when did you kind of start to notice that things were getting a bit more serious, like with regards to the, I guess, panic buying and things, when people are sort of starting to get a little bit worried about what was coming?
This has been a thing for us since December. But like it's been the last couple of weeks that it's been starting to like ramp up a lot, and we like just haven't had stock of anything. Well, obviously the hand sanitizer has been the big one, the face mask, but even like all of our like vitamin C, like immunity booster sort of like vitamins, and then like Panadol, Nurofen, thermometers, we don't have any of those. Like a lot of stuff is just gone. A lot of people are very scared, and that's like, to be expected, but yeah, a lot of people are just spending more money than what they normally would on things that they don't normally buy. A lot of people are worried that everything's just going to be gone, so they need backup supplies of things.
Is that the same for you, Bella? You look like you're about to fall asleep. Is that because you had a bit late last night?
Yeah, So instead of getting like 3-hour shifts, I've been getting like 5 or 6 hour shifts.
Yeah,
just
okay.
to try and like get everything back.
Yeah.
We just think people are going a little bit over the top with how much they're buying, and that's why they have like the limits on products.
Yeah, what's going on in Denmark, Jens?
Problem we have at the moment is the hospitality industry is dying like every day. So 1 in 5 restaurants, hotels are going to close the doors the next 3 months. The government just released a package for both public and private workplaces, where the public workplaces, they're all sent home, but with full pay.
Yeah.
So they look after them really well.
Yeah.
In the private sector, they're looked after until 75% of their wage, and then the businesses will have to pay the last 25%.
Okay.
So they're looked after, but this isn't going to last forever. This will be probably 2 months.
How are people feeling? I mean,
shattered. Tourism, and Europe's such a small area. Like, there's so many countries next to each other, and you can't travel. You can't do business with the other countries all of a sudden. So everything's just going downhill.
Mum, we're all talking about people who are privileged enough to have a network which can support them, but you're seeing something completely else in your work, where you're working with asylum seekers and people on temporary visas. What's sort of some of the stuff that's been coming up for you in your work?
What I already know throughout this crisis is that cohort will probably survive better than mainstream, because they haven't, as you mentioned, they don't have the same privileges as the everyday person. So they're already able to survive. That's what they do day to day. So I think mainstream is really going to suffer a lot more mentally, physically. And I think our lovely multicultural cohort actually can perhaps even become more active with mainstream and support them, actually. That's what I'm sort of seeing.
So what are your main concerns, and I guess in your line of work with the people that you work with at the moment?
I think the increase in domestic violence, suicide, attempted murders. I think there generally will be an increase in crime, and I'm putting this across the board of all people, not just at the cohort that we work for. There are ripplings of little outbursts of violence happening right now, but it's really evident when I was in the community today, for example, just the complete sadness and fear in everyone who are lining up at Centrelink in Nala. And they're not abiding by the social distance because there's so many of them.
Finally, what are some of the ways each of you feel like people could be acting kinder, or sort of, doing kind things for each other to help get through this time?
Well, I rely on humour. I mean, I always have, and I'll keep it with me. It serves me well. Yeah, no, I say humour is going to get me through, because, it's pretty shitty out there.
I think people just need to be nicer in general, because there's, a lot of craziness happening at work, and people, like customers yelling at each other over products, and there's enough to go around. People just stop buying and like panic buying. Like, stock goes in and out of stores like all the time. Like, things go out of stock like constantly, but go back in pretty quickly. And there's always going to be a substitute. But it's like we've had to stop people getting more than like 1 month's worth of prescriptions, because people are trying to get like 5-6 months worth, and it's like we don't have enough stock to supply that.
I've seen on like Facebook community groups, people just like reaching out and wanting to help the elderly, whether that's go shopping for them or stuff like that. And I think like more of that needs to happen.
In general, people just need to be more considerate of others.
And patient.
Yeah, exactly.